This is a pretty crazy world in which we now live. Gen Z, born between 1994 and 2010, are just going to be a little bit stranger. When it comes to really attracting, engaging and retaining talent, what we need to do is to kind of upgrade the way we think and really kind of reposition your organisational employer brands to attract, engage and retain talent. Social actually attracts businesses and how it connects both recruiters and talent and also your employment brands. Social media has now overtaken porn as the #1 activity on the web, which of course is devastating to the Swedish national economy, but it's indicating a shift in the way we do business. 14% of KPMG staff in 2007 already were recruited on Facebook. And last year, Deloitte saved $9 million in recruitment costs in Australia and New Zealand by using Facebook and tapping into trusted social networks. The average college student today is 30% more narcissistic, i.e. focused on their own ego, than in 1982, according to Duke University. I think all organisational psychologists need to be aware. The predicted revenue from the social commerce market in 2015 globally is $30 billion. And the question of that is how much of that's going to be recruitment and talent related as well. Social media is now the new search engine optimization. It is how both companies and talent find out information. And 90% of all decisions are now subject to social influence, including who they go and work for. Just by engaging in the right media with talent in new ways and by seeing themselves being on the front line of developments. Yeah? So these guys have thrown out the scripts. They trust their employees to have the intuition, the emotional intelligence to do the right thing on these calls. Interesting new kind of model of thinking from Las Vegas there. And what they see as a return on innovation, as their innovation programs that they also bring to their clients, they recently saw a $12.3 million return on a $75,000 investment just to bring an innovative mindset to the organization in increased productivity.
We mess up, we run out of money, that's it. There's no one writing us checks. So we have to do things differently. If we compete at the same rules as the incumbent, we will surely lose. So everything we do has to be disruptive and has to change the rules of the game in our favor. Backgrounds. We like to put people in different functions. It's this diversity that gives us our ideas. Our vision statement is very unique to us. We looked at the business and we said, how we can make us a better company? It's making better people. I like to think of our department heads as chefs. People who cook, who build the product. But I would ask, what kind of chef would you like to be? So bottom line is, you never have creativity without failure. We like to ask, what are your failures rather than what are your successes? Because if you fail enough and often enough, I'm sure creativity will come back. So he was walking around and he saw people putting stones together. And every now and then they would sit back and have a smoke and just have a chat. And not much was getting done. And he asked them, what are you doing? Oh, I'm putting stones together. Well, we're putting stones together. Then he continues to walk. And he starts to see a team of people. They're more kind of together, and they're putting this little wall together. They're kind of doing it by themselves. And the general asked them, what are you doing? I'm putting a wall together. It's the same stones, same rocks, but they were putting a wall together. And then he walks further down, and there was this incredible team that was just working by themselves and putting, not smoking and just amazingly passionate. And then he asked them, what are you doing? I'm building a wall to protect my family from the enemy. Enable our people, our talent, to see what we are doing together, the end objective. Because writing code is pretty boring. Changing the world one small step at a time in our own environment is a lot more exciting. I think it's like bringing up your kids. You want them to fall and scratch their knee. You don't want them to break their leg.